Okay, so we are working now with something called as components, right? Last time we have ended with creating one progress bar. We should be having some two buttons, plus and minus, right? And that was in the one component only. Let me check why it's not working. VS Code, let me open it again. VS Code, is this your project? I think yes. So you can go to the projects. Under the project there is something called as component, and today we are understanding deep diving of the components. Lot many things related to components we will discuss moreover. Fine. So under the components, if you go app, this was you created, right? Or in which project we have done that? I really don't remember. In the data binding? Okay. So we have done that in data binding. So it's not working. Okay. Data binding. And in a data binding you have app, and everything you have written in a progress bar. Can you see this? You have written everything in a progress bar. 6 days ago we have worked on this. A fantastic plugin called as Git Lens. So you will get detailed history when you have committed this line. And what's the commit status? Custom components. Getting that? Now, this is a two-way binding, right? This thing is called as property binding, and this thing is called as string interpolation. This thing is called as event binding. Getting that? This is called as what? Event binding. Now, what I will do, let me show you what I want to do. I'm going to create multiple components. I'm going to create multiple components, and sound and other thing are okay or what? Okay. So here I'll go open in the containing folder. Here you can say Angular basics, and you can open it in the terminal, right? NGGC, and I want to create a bar component. Bar is nothing but what? Progress bar. -- project. Now I'm separating that progress bar. Let me show you first what exactly we have did. npm start -- project is data binding. Is what? Data binding. So we are creating data binding. We are serving the data binding, right? So someone has told me they will maintain the spreadsheet for interview questions. Have you started that? So please start it. Okay. So get a task in your bucket, maintaining the interview questions, right? So ng serve, it will take a little moment, and after that it will start for sure. Okay, it will take a little time. Okay. So localhost, so we can have a localhost and 4200. Can you see this was the thing we have done? If I write this, it will increase. If I click this, it will decrease. Increase and decrease. But all this is in one component. If you want to see that, you can write simply the border. You can go to the progress bar, right? Class progress. I would like to write all these things in one container or in one div. So in the Bootstrap, do not use such divs, only divs. That need to be responsive, right? These need to be what? Responsive means you can write container and other things. I'm not focusing on that. Here you can say border and border primary. Border what? Primary. Can you see a little border is there? This is a one component. Are you getting that? Everything is in what? One component. Now I'm going to divide it. Progress bar is in another component. Buttons are in another component. I would like to do like that. So how to create that? I'll create one more terminal and you can say nggc, right? And I can say bar hyphen project. You can say data binding. In data binding project, I would like to create what? One component called as bar. Hit the enter. Then you can have OPS, ops btn, operation buttons. That would be another component. Hit the enter. And you will find two more components have been created. OPS button and the progress bar. Getting that? Now I would like to write these two things over here. Dot row dot colmd and the 12. Okay, and into that you can say app bar is one thing, and I would like to have another row, and I would like to have another row, and here you can say app ops btn. Getting that thing? And let me create little border. Bootstrap 4 border border BORDER. Generally don't do this thing with the row, right? Inside a row you should have internal page division, and that page division should be bordered, not like this. This is wrong, but some people do this as well. Border outline primary, you can say. So it will, something is not there. App, what's that? Oh, okay. See this little border, but why it is working like this? Is BTN outline, not BTN, it's a border primary. Is what? Border primary. Can you see? This is inside a border. App bar, and same I will do here, primary border to what? This row. So you will get clear distinction. These two things are there. These two components are there. Little margin top empty 3. Right, margin top. Getting that? To this as well, empty 3, margin top 3. Empty 3. To this as well, margin top 3. Getting that? Clear or not? These two are separate borders. I am writing just to your understanding. These two are the separate components. Okay. Now app component HTML, this, and let me write the progress bar and buttons now. Same whatever we have written here, I think that is in the progress bar here. I can have this much. I can have this much. That needs to be in a this component. Getting that? This WD we don't have presently. Just make a percent only. Right? Or you can go in a bar component, and in a bar component you can write what? WD is equals to 10. Is equals to what? 10. Then can you see the progress bar you can have here? This is the progress bar, right? So if you need little bit more comfortable thing, you can write P3, padding from all four sides, which will give you padding like this, right? And we can have the buttons as well, bar component.ts, and here you can go to the progress bar, and these buttons I would be needing, right? Let me get these buttons and put inside ops btn html. Ops btn html, and see like this. So there is an unwanted class is there. Actually you don't need, right? An on progress function, we can write on progress function, on progress, which is accepting the btn is of type number, is of type what? Number. Okay. Now if you want to give a little padding, you can give the padding. Here you can give the padding again P3, right? And you can apply text center. Both will come at the center, right? All the classes I have used are from Bootstrap 4. These are the built-in classes written by the Bootstrap team. Okay. Now if I click on the plus, progress should be incremented. If I click on the minus, or same thing, it should happen. Here it should happen, right? Now you know we have exactly did many things over here, right? Same thing we have applied here as well. On the click you are giving the progress, right? And like this and like this. So let me take you to the augury so that you can get a proper understanding once again. Progress bar component is something different, right? So in the app component there are three components technically. One is progress bar component, which is completely different. Another one is bar component. Then another one is OPS component. Getting that? Now these two components wants to communicate with each other. These two components wants to communicate with each other. Getting that? Now how to make that communication happen? If you go here, you will find this component's app bar wants to communicate with this component, or reverse, this component wants to communicate with this component. Means what I want to do, in the parent I would like to have one variable called as, WD is equals to 10. I have taken a WD parent, I can say. I would like to have this value. One variable, a simple variable, name can be XYZ, PQ or whatever it is. But what I want to do, I want to insert value of this into this. Remember that you have written that variable wd parent, which means that that guy is accessible straight away over here. Here I can say one more row, and here I can say wd what? Parent. Getting that? You have written in a component as it is accessible over here by means of interpolation binding. Right? What I want to do, so this variable I am going to inject somehow, means app bar is a custom component. Getting that? App bar is what? Custom component. To that custom component, I want to write custom input, that is custom property. I would like to create what? Custom property. So I can bind it like this. So here you can say width is equals to wd parent is equals to what? Wd parent. I want to do like this. I want to create width or bar width. I want to create what? Bar width as my custom property, so that I can bind. Can you see this? Here you created, here you have bound with ng style, right? Here you have bound with ng style. Something like that, I would like to create my own property. If I can create my own element, I should have capability to create my own property. Now how to do this, we are going to learn today. Right? So you can go to the bar component ts, and here you have one variable called as wd. Now there is one decorator called as at input. At input. And here you can give the name of that input property that you have written, bar width, right? Bar width. Now bar width is mapped with one internal variable called as wd. Bar width is what? Custom property. Technically, who is a custom property? The wd variable, right? But outside, to the outside world, wd variable is going to be named as bar width. And that's why you have written here what? Bar width is a number, is of type what? Number, if you can see. And this wd you can use internally anywhere. So here you have used wd. So here also you can use what? Interpolation and wd. You are inside component now. Bar component.ts, bar component.html. So this wd is as it is accessible to the template. But value to this is going to be injected from the parent, right? Bar width. So you have written this component in which HTML? App component HTML. Getting that? You have written app bar in which HTML? App component HTML. So who is a parent for this? App component HTML. So variable inside a parent can be as it is accessible inside a template of parent. Getting that? So you can see that now some error is there. Inspector, console, and say 10% is already there. So if I change 10 to what? In a app component TS. Remember that? I go app component TS, and instead of wd parent, I can say what? 89. See, it will show you 89. Right. Now you get a question, if I have capability to create custom component, I should have capability to create custom property. In the same way, I should have a capability to create what? Custom event. Getting that? I should have capability to create what? Custom event. So if you can create something like this is the custom property. Sorry, this is the built-in property type. is equals to what? typ, a variable you have assigned to the property type by means of property binding. Variable typ, are you getting that? Variable typ you have assigned to the input property type by means of which binding? Property binding. Here the value of type variable, typ variable, you have assigned to the property type by means of which binding? Interpolation binding. Right. If you see here, input is a built-in component, and to that built-in component there is one built-in event called as click. If you click on the input, you'll get the event. In the same way, I would like to have my own, what you can say, just progress, custom event, right? This is what? Custom event. See, click is a built-in event. You have written CLK function. Getting that? You have written what? CLK function. CLK function where you have written in app component.ts. In a same way, progress is a custom event. So I can write any function over here like this. Right? I can write any function over here like this, and I can assign it over here. Getting that? This name can be also anything. But for your convenience and the maintainability approach, this and this should be very much precise. So I can change it, and here I can say on progress, right? Or progressing. Progressing. Right. Progressing. And function name can be also here we can progress, and here you can say what? Progressing. Getting that? Now you created your own, very own property, and likewise you can create your very own event. Remember that property binding is to the element. You are giving something to the element, property binding. And event binding is something from the element, from the component. Something go out of the component. That is event binding. Something comes towards the component, which is that property binding. Property binding is represented by angle brackets. Event binding is represented by round brackets. Remember that. Okay. So ops btn. So here you have already written the thing. Now progress is the event. Well, this name can be anything. Likewise, we did in the input. The input property name is different and the variable name is different. So you have given something like that. But here you can keep the same. And type of the progress parameter would be event emitter from the Angular core package. Remember that, not from this package. Event emitter might be available in multiple things. And here you can say what type of event you are going to emit. Progress type of event. Or progress is what type? Integer type. Getting that? Progress is what type? Integer type. So generally people write number over here. Or here as well. Button. So let's initialize this is equals to new event emitter, like this. You have initialized that, and you need to attach the decorator called as at output. Presently you don't need to write anything inside this. Why? Because name of the variable and name of the event is same. If the name of the custom event is different and the variable name inside this is different, then you need to write the name of the event over there. Getting that? But presently both are same. Or progress, if you can see progress, and here is also what? Progress. Remember that you have already written the function. If I go to here, and you are saying that if minus button is going to click, you are going to pass 0. If plus button is going to click, you are going to pass what? 1. Same thing you can emit. Here you can say this dot progress dot emit, and here you can say what? btn. Here you can say what? btn. Remember that whatever you emit, whatever value you emit, that value would be considered as event metadata, right? And here we have studied event metadata is captured inside which Angular's internal variable? $event, right? So progressing is the function that would be getting called. So here you can go, and to that function you can pass btn is of type what? Number. Remember that this is the event metadata that will come, because emit function is emitting the number value. You can go here, right, and here you can pass $event. Means whenever someone is going to click the button, some values are going to emit, either 0 or 1. So 0 is going to emit or 1 is going to emit. Then it is going to call which function? Processing function in the parent. Processing function would be getting called. So here you can check if btn, remember that, if 0, it will not enter. If 1, this is the plus call. 0 is what? Minus. 0 is minus, so this will not enter. So here you can do this dot, what you can say, wd parent plus equals to 2. And I can say else this dot wd parent minus equals to 2. Which batch? There. So this dot wd parent plus 2 plus equals to 2, and this dot wd parent minus equals to 2. Okay? Now see, minus is getting worked and plus is getting worked. Two different components. This is a value of what you can say wd, parent wd. This is inside a parent, right? And same value you are allocating to that. Same thing you did over here, same thing we done over here, but means of custom property, custom event, inter-component communication by means of parent variable. Getting that? By means of what? Parent variable. Getting that? What exactly I mean to say? You can do that. There is another approach we'll see later on. Once you learn the services, you can do this thing with the services as well. But if you have many components, cascading of the components, it's good to use at input and at output. Right? With the change detection strategies on push. What is that? You will get to know later on. Right? But these things are important. So what I'll do, I'll push this much code. Here you can say components, inter components communication. Well, I have pushed the code in a moment. Please go through the code, right? Go through all the aspects. If you want to write algorithm, you can write algorithm on the page, right? Then we'll start with something called as, you can say, local variables, right? But clear this thing first. Right. So live stream is on. You can, I'll be continuing after 5 to 10 minutes.